This time, helping hard-pressed house hunters in Oxfordshire takes us on an emotional roller coaster.
This is a huge decision.
I was getting a bit twitchy.
1 minute there's highs.
This is Phil Spencer.
I don't need to see the house.
Oh, look at that. Then come the lows.
It's a little small.
Too daunting?
This is the trigger for me.
Pause.
Give it, yeah.
Breathe.
But no matter how bonkers things get,
Override your good manners with your gut.
We somehow managed to keep everything on track.
I like it.
This is a good one.
Exciting.
Oh, that's a relief. We're in Oxfordshire, where getting a family home takes a family-sized budget.
I'm with local girl Lisa and her Kiwi husband Campbell, who are hoping to renew life here after 3 decades in New Zealand.
And I'm with Nisha and Grant, who are torn between town and country. It's my job to sort it out.
It's always your job to sort it out, Phil.
Well, sometimes with a bit of help from you, with any luck.
I've always got your back, Phil. And I'm a huge Oxfordshire fan. With its picturesque villages and riverside market towns, it boasts more than 12,000 listed buildings and, of course, one of the most famous universities in the world.
maybe that helps to explain why, as we search, prices continue to climb. They've leapt 4.5% in the last year alone, with the average home coming in at over £430,000. That's nearly 1.5 times the national figure.
Far from ideal for our house hunters. Lisa, a community midwife, and her partner, Campbell, travel designer for a luxury holiday company. They met in a bar on the other side of the world nearly 3 decades ago, when Lisa's bout of 20-something wanderlust had brought her to Campbell's hometown of Auckland.
As soon as I arrived in New Zealand, I loved it. And 6 months later, I met him. Just went from there, and all of a sudden we were married, and then babies came along, and here we are 27 years later.
And those toddlers are now teenagers. Alice is 17 and Tessa 50.
How can we describe our daughters?
Very, very colourful, very vibrant.
True, yes.
They're just lovely. I mean, they're everything to us.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Life was ticking along nicely down under, but in the last 12 months, their world has been turned upside down.
Campbell unfortunately lost his mum very unexpectedly, and my father, who lives down in Sussex, he's got lots of health problems. We needed to get him into a safe place with good care, and I was trying to do a lot of things from New Zealand, and he supported me to come back,
Absolutely, darling.
which was great, because it was
Yeah.
very, very tough year last year.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole family have been in England for 6 months now, renting a smart 3-bedroom house in Carterton, 18 miles from Oxford and just down the road from the town of Witney, where Lisa grew up.
My family all come from West Oxfordshire. It's beautiful, and having so many of my family around,
Yeah, they've been a great help.
yeah.
With relocating to a different country and dealing with schools and jobs, their house hunting has had to take a back seat. Lisa and Campbell have 450 grand to spend on a family home in the Witney area, with at least 3 bedrooms and a garage to store a lifetime of belongings when they arrive from New Zealand. But given the shortage of properties in their price bracket, that's quite an ask.
Our life has been a little bit on hold since we sold the house in New Zealand, so that's why we're quite keen, you know, to put roots down over here.
And I think buying our own house is going to really make it feel like we've landed.
I think what this family need is a no-nonsense, hands-on approach to get them settled quickly. I just wonder where they'll find that.
In the 27 years that you've been in New Zealand, the area where you were brought up has become one of the most fashionable rural areas in the UK.
Yep.
Everybody lives here now, from Jeremy Clarkson downwards.
Yes.
We're both pretty realistic.
Great. So now we come to the real tough questions. The garage.
Right.
Why?
I want to put the car in the garage.
Yes, yes.
Also, Lisa kind of has a little bit of stuff back home. It's currently in a storage unit, which you'd quite like to have over here.
No, this is a trigger for me, Campbell. You've just triggered me.
Have I? Sorry, Kirsty.
Garages are not for storage.
Okay. We didn't have a garage in New Zealand.
Right.
I'll admit to that.
Okay.
So maybe I'm going, oh, I'd love a garage, like I'd love an ensuite.
Yes, exactly. Maximum £450,000.
Correct.
But what you need is girls' room 1,
Girls' room 2.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad's room.
Yes.
Campbell's office.
Yeah.
What kind of downstairs layout are you looking for?
I really like it when you've got a separate sitting room
Yeah.
because I love being able
Yeah.
to relax and not have to look at the kitchen.
Woman after my own heart.
Yeah.
We'd like a couple of bathrooms.
Yes.
Just because with teenagers.
Yeah, oh God, no.
Mum of teenagers, talking from experience.
Lisa and Campbell have sold their house in New Zealand and, along with a small mortgage, have a maximum spend of £450,000.
They're open to the style of property, but it must have a minimum of 3 bedrooms, plus a home office for Campbell. 2 bathrooms are a must, whereas a garage is a nice to have.
Cosmetic work isn't a problem, but it would need to be livable straight away and no more than 45 minutes bus ride from the girls' schools in Witney and Burford. So the focus of my search will be Witney, but I'll also be looking at other popular spots within a 5-mile radius of the town.
As for my house hunters, I'll be homing in on nearby Oxford, scouring the suburbs and sought-after villages no more than 5 miles from the city centre. Canadian Grant is a professor of chemical pharmacology at Oxford University, and Nisha, originally from India, works in the same field as a senior program manager. They met 17 years ago and formed an immediate bond.
We were just very, very good friends, and then it developed.
We both realised that actually we enjoyed spending time with each other. We still do, I think.
For the most part. Nisha's definitely an intellectual sparring partner.
We spend a lot of time having fun conversations, mostly about pharmacology.
But mulling over their favourite molecules doesn't take up all their spare time. Nisha and Grant have their hands full looking after their 2-year-old son, Krish. They currently live in Grant's 3-bedroom terrace house in Cowley, East Oxford.
It was purchased by me for a very different time in my life. I absolutely love this place. I love the location.
So essentially, I moved in to Grant's bachelor pad, and now with Krish as a toddler, then the toys are getting bigger and bigger. And my parents live in India, so we often have them visit. We desperately need some more space.
And I think I've finally accepted that.
Yeah.
Great that everyone is now on board with the move, but there's still some fundamentals to iron out.
I'm from India and I grew up in a really crowded big city. Grant's from Canada and he grew up in the middle of nowhere.
It's rather ironic that Nisha wants no neighbors and privacy, and I'm happy to live in the middle of a city with everybody looking at me.
So we're going to find the middle ground, I hope.
Between savings, borrowing, and a little support from Nisha's family, these two have got £1.1 million to spend on a 4-bed family home in the sought-after suburbs of Oxford, such as Headington and Marston. But with the average price for a detached house in the city pushing £1 million, it's hardly surprising that their 12-month search has so far got them nowhere.
It's been, I guess, frustrating not finding exactly what we want.
We need help from Phil because we are really struggling with making a decision. So we need to find a house now before Grant changes his mind again.
I'd say your challenge is to take these 2 science brains and make them of one mind.
I always get a bit twitchy about coming to Oxford to go house hunting because it's extremely hard.
So expensive.
How do you think I can help?
We're hoping that you have a magic wand with this. We need expert help to solidify what our contrasting goals are here. I'm very happy where we are in terms of location. So within 20 minutes of work, 20 minutes of Krish's nursery.
There are other nurseries.
Not changing nurseries. But also longer term, Headington has good schools. So that is the other consideration for Headington being our top choice.
But if we want a 4-bedroom property, we have to go farther out.
I do want a nice garden and I do want a house to be relatively private, ideally detached.
It's a toughie, isn't it? Because you want the distance to nursery and to work, but you don't want to be overlooked and you want a bigger garden. It doesn't quite marry up.
There is that conflict between us.
So the budget's 1.1.
Yes.
Ish.
Which is a huge amount of money. Doesn't stand out from the crowd in Oxford in terms of the 4-bed family houses. They are massively in demand. They always are.
Yeah. We could possibly stretch a bit more to maybe 1.25. We're not looking for a finished product necessarily in our budget.
So what we've got to work on is fitting the jigsaw together and get as close as we can.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Let's make a start.
Okay, thank
Come
you.
on.
I think this property puzzle might have some missing pieces, Phil. Good luck.
It'll be fine, Kirsty. We'll start with the corners and work our way inwards. Grant and Nisha have a comfortable spend of 1.1 million. But if they found just the right property, they could stretch to 1.25.
They're looking for a detached house with a big open-plan kitchen diner and 4 bedrooms to accommodate them, a home office for Nisha, and visiting relatives.
Nisha wants a large and private garden, and they'll tackle a project if necessary. But proximity to Grant's work at the university and Krish's nursery in Headington are essentials.
But before we go herring off on our searches, it seems Phil's been experiencing a bit of turbulence.
I've taken the dog for a walk
Yeah.
and really pacing along,
Yeah.
completely face planted straight into a puddle.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not. Top to toe.
Were there any witnesses?
No.
Did your poor dog run away in shame and embarrassment?
Well, it's not the first time it's happened.
Well, I hope your day does improve.
Thank you.
I have a lovely couple from New Zealand. They moved over here with their 2 children.
Right.
Do you know which country has one of the quickest and most efficient system for buying houses?
Is it New Zealand? Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. I'm going to have to make sure I hold their hands the whole way through the process.
Do you think you can stay upright until the end of the day, Phil?
I'll do my best, Kirsty.
Lisa and Campbell are determined to make West Oxfordshire their permanent home, and I have to admit to being rather chuffed with my first offering. We've come to the historic market town of Witney, their #1 spot, where Lisa works shifts as a midwife, and younger daughter Tessa goes to school. This fabulous 3-storey family home delivers almost everything on their wish list.
Do you mind being that close to a school?
Not at all.
No.
Our last house was literally that close.
Really?
Yeah, it
Oh.
was, so yeah.
So here we are.
Right.
Contemporary townhouse, good.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
like it.
Fantastic. I think we should get in.
Okay.
After you.
Thank you.
Well, Lisa's certainly jumping for joy.
And she's got every reason to, as this property is a real find. The downstairs has been extended to create a superb open-plan kitchen cum living area. Campbell gets his own office, and there's a handy utility room with a toilet.
On the first floor, there's a separate sitting room, which we know will appeal to Lisa, plus a double bedroom. Then on the third floor, there are 2 further bedrooms, one with an ensuite for Mum and Dad, and a second bathroom for Tessa and Alice to share.
Outside, there's a neat garden, which may not have a garage, but it does come with parking. The guide price is £425,000, so well within their maximum £450,000 budget. And we're led to believe there's even more flexibility to be had.
Look at that. What I like about it is that they've taken what was the conservatory and added on a solid extension.
I like it.
This is a good flow and it's good size.
The asking price for this house is 425.
Right.
My feeling is you could get it for less than the asking price and 10 grand's worth of carpet and paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With minimal effort, Lisa and Campbell could really make this place their own, move in and get started straight away.
Oh, gets even bigger.
Oh,
And they've got the cupboards that you like over here as well.
yeah.
This is actually
Plenty
a
of
very
space.
good size.
Just needs a new carpet.
This is a great house. It's a nice neck of the woods and it's a nice modern estate that's been well built. And I complain about new build houses all the time. This is a good one.
Nice to have your seal of approval, Kirsty. Let's hope Lisa and Campbell share your enthusiasm.
The thing I'm thinking about is there is no garage here.
But I think there's an awful lot of positives. I think the fact it doesn't have a garage, we just have to think about how we can make that space work for us.
Yeah.
Lisa seems pretty taken, but maybe Campbell's hoping for a little more.
I can't read your faces.
I like it. I can see us in here. Definitely it's going to need a little bit of time and effort to
Yep.
sort of bring it up to scratch.
Yep. Can we say we've set a bar?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
That's how I like to start the day.
Yeah.
Good. That sounds good.
After you.
Thank you very much.
These guys have a positive, can-do attitude to house hunting, which I really like. But something tells me that we're not home and dry just yet. This time, we're in Oxfordshire.
I'm with Lisa and Campbell, who need a home that justifies moving halfway across the world.
My house hunters, Nisha and Grant, aren't moving quite so far, but it'll still take a special house to get them out of the bachelor pad and into the home they've been dreaming of.
Community midwife Lisa and travel designer Campbell have sold up in New Zealand and returned with their 2 teenage daughters to Lisa's native Whitney to be closer to her father and extended family. They're keen to put down roots here, and thankfully, Property One got us off to a good start.
I like it. I can see us in here.
As for Oxford Professor Grant and senior scientist Nisha, their year-long search for a family home in Oxford for them and their 2-year-old son, Krish, hasn't produced the results they were hoping for.
We're really good at our jobs, I would say, for the most part, but we're not really good at this whole property search.
My job is to find the compromise between Nisha's love of rural charm and Grant's of a central location. So we're heading to Iffley, a charming village within the boundaries of Oxford and just a 1.5 miles down the road from Grant's bachelor pad. Enough house hunting for a man in a suit. Makes me up my game. This detached 1930s family home could be a smart choice for both of them, but I know the location will really make an impression on Grant. It's walkable to work, it's cyclable to the nursery. The road is quite busy.
The location makes
Yeah.
up for the road.
The noise, yeah. We do like Iffley. Good location.
The house itself needs a bit of updating.
Yeah.
But it is on the market at 840 grand, so
That's good.
comfortably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me show
Very
you around.
positive.
That's a big tick for the postcode as expected, and arranged over 3 floors, the house itself has masses of potential.
On the ground floor, there's a large living room, an equally sizable sitting room to the rear. The kitchen doesn't correspond to the open plan dream, but that can be fixed. Plus, there's a handy downstairs shower room and utility.
On the first floor, there are 3 double bedrooms, plenty for them and for overseas guests, plus a family bathroom. The loft is being converted into a big, quirky space, which could work as an office for Nisha or playroom for Krish.
The garden is a good size and relatively private given the location, so it'll be interesting to see how Nisha reacts. The guide price is over £200,000 cheaper than their ideal spend of £1.1 million, which leaves them plenty of cash spare to make it their own.
This is a nice
Oh,
space.
it's nice. It's open.
It's big, isn't it?
Nice
The
space.
ceiling's even a decent height.
So as things stand, the kitchen's at the front of the house. If I was living here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably put the kitchen there.
Yeah.
And I'd open
Absolutely.
this wall all the way up. And then you've got one fantastic, big
Yeah.
Yeah.
kitchen, living, dining,
Yeah.
with access to the garden.
We do like open plan, big spaces like that.
Let's see some more.
The beauty is they could move in right away and continue to use the current kitchen while they put their open plan into action. And upstairs has got a lot going for it too.
Oh, look at the view.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
That's really good. Yeah. You could use a bit of updating, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm feeling my way a little bit here because it's hard to pinpoint what their priorities in the search really are. Having said that, there's a positive reaction to the idea of reconfiguring it. Am I seeing any buying signals? Not quite so sure.
Give them a chance to draw a breath, Phil. They haven't explored everywhere yet.
Wow.
Ooh, this is
completely
cool.
opens up.
This is nice.
That's amazing. This is definitely for Krish. I like this.
I like this one too.
The house seems to have hit the spot, and the location got a big thumbs up. So I guess it's green fingers crossed for the garden.
It is a nice-ish garden.
Didn't hit you emotionally.
No.
What about the house as a package?
Well, I'd be very happy here. I'm pleasantly surprised that you found this in Iffley.
There's potential. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Let's move on. We're going to go up in budget. We're going to go slightly further out of town. We're going to increase the size of the garden.
All of the things that scare Grant a little.
This was a Grant house.
It was a Grant
Yeah.
house, yes.
We
That's
can't
true.
keep having Grant houses. That's not fair. If Nisha won't budge on the garden, Grant will have to give ground on the location. We shall see.
Back with Lisa and Campbell, and after a positive first viewing, I'm keen to keep up the momentum. We're heading to the popular town of Carterton, where they're currently renting. I think this smart detached bungalow could be a simple, stress-free solution for them. And my trusty sidekick has come along for the ride.
This is Phil Spencer.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You're happy with the area?
Yeah.
It is. It's on the smaller side from.
It's
what
on the
I've
smaller side
been
compared to
doing
what
from
you've just
Kirsty.
seen.
Okay.
But it's immaculate.
Yeah.
Immaculate.
Good.
Am I your echo or are you my echo?
I couldn't answer that without getting a slap.
All right.
Well, despite being 30% smaller than Property 1, this house certainly packs a punch, Phil. It's been lovingly renovated throughout. There's a fabulous open-plan lounge with a wood burner and a classy kitchen cum dining room in tip-top condition. There are 2 double bedrooms for the girls, plus a bathroom, and in the extension, there's a large main suite with superb dressing room and bathroom for Lisa and Campbell.
Outside, the rear garden is landscaped with a handy outbuilding, which I've got an idea for. There's off-street parking to the front, but still no garage.
The asking price is £425,000, so comfortably under their 450 grand budget.
Come and see what you think. It's been opened up,
Yeah.
I think, really nicely
Oh, yeah.
through to here.
Oh, okay. Look. Ah.
Yeah.
I love the fireplace. This feels really cosy.
Kitchen is tucked away around the corner, which is rather nice.
Yeah.
425's the price.
So far, so
Yes,
good.
no, it's good.
Right, okie
Yeah.
doke.
I like it.
And wait till Campbell sees what I've got in store for him outside.
I wanted you to have a look in here
Aha.
because I understand you having to work New Zealand hours sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. It's a good little bit of space here.
You could turn it into an office.
Yeah, you could do, actually.
With the asking price 25 grand below their budget, this upgrade is achievable. And it helps that other parts of the house are move-in ready.
Bathroom,
Oh, yeah.
dressing room, bedroom,
Yeah.
overlooking the garden.
Oh, yeah. No, this is good size.
I think they've done this very nicely.
This is a lovely space. And what's good about having the bedroom right at the end of the house is when I'm on night shift and I'm wanting to sleep, if there is somebody here, there's that little bit of
Yes.
distance.
Right, so is this also in the running?
Yes, I would say so.
Okie dokie.
Well, that's great news. Let's hope Campbell shares Lisa's enthusiasm.
I mean, it's probably not as big as the girls would like, but that doesn't mean to say it's not perfectly okay for them.
Yeah, but I mean, they'll still be able to fit their bed and the,
Yeah, oh,
and
definitely.
the desk in there as well.
Lisa's quite inclined towards this house as well as the previous one. So do you think they're just going to be enthusiastic about everything?
Quite possibly. And then they'll choose one.
Great.
Don't doubt yourself.
Don't worry, Phil. We don't need to worry that I'm having some kind of crisis of confidence.
That's never high on my list of concerns, dearest.
If we compare it to number 1, I loved the size, but it did need a lot of work.
Exactly.
But then this one, definitely going to be a lot less work. I think we just need to think really, really hard.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
slightly favouring here because Phil's suggestion that I could create like a bit of an office out the back.
Yeah.
It's not an easy decision. Both houses have their charms.
Hello.
Hello.
Now that you've conferred, what's the feeling?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing in there that I feel I'd want to redecorate.
This is really good how they've got the extension on.
It's pretty much the same size as the house in New Zealand.
Oh, really?
So I don't feel like we're losing anything.
So, all
Thumbs
to play
up.
for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds good.
2 properties down, 2 in the running. I should be happier, but it all seems just a bit too easy.
Sounds like the dream scenario to me, Kirsty. As for my couple, Nisha and Grant, we're heading 5 miles east of Oxford to the hilltop village of Garsington. It's surrounded by superb views, and we're seeing this 5-bed detached house, which has one of the best gardens I've seen in a long time.
Even I'm impressed.
I
with
like the
this.
garden.
You're not going to find a better garden than this. You're just
yes, I don't need to see the house.
not. Chris would be happy.
Chris
Yeah,
would love it.
absolutely.
What do you make of the village? 5 miles out?
You would prefer this.
I would definitely prefer this, but it's what we would decide on together.
It's a change of lifestyle, for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
The garden comes with the house, which we should have a look around.
This garden may have won Nisha's heart, but I think the house would make a good match for the whole family. Beautifully decorated throughout, this place radiates charm. There's a smart open-plan kitchen cum dining room, a layout which we know they love.
The sitting room is dual aspect, and there are 2 further reception rooms. So a possible playroom for Krish and office for Nisha, plus utility room and downstairs shower.
Upstairs, there are 5 bedrooms. 1 more than they asked for, so plenty of space for family visits. The main bedroom is huge with its own ensuite, and the remaining 4 are doubles and share a family bathroom. If that wasn't enough, there's also a double garage with storage above.
No surprises then that this huge property, with its 2/3 of an acre plot, comes at a cost. The Vendels are asking for offers in excess of 1.25 million. That's their top budget, but we think it should be enough.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
nice.
A lot of space.
it. Yes, it's really beautiful. We wouldn't need to do anything to
No,
it,
we can
really.
move in and live here
Yeah.
as it is. I'm a little smitten by this right now and have to think realistically about it
Yeah.
later, whether I
Yeah.
can do that commute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, you need to see some more.
Yeah, sounds good.
Nisha and Grant are being seduced by the style and sheer scale of this place, and who can blame them?
It's a very adult room
Yeah, a level of sophistication.
that we lack.
So I've got to grow up and become sophisticated. It's just a shame it's not in Oxford.
If it was in Oxford, it would be £4 million.
Well, this is going exactly as I predicted it would. I've forced them to confront their issues. Do they want a house in town, smaller garden, but same lifestyle, or bigger house, stunning garden, but a commute? I don't know. This is going well, but I can see Grant is pretty twitchy.
You're doing your job, Phil. It's what they came for. Maybe this is the house that tempts Grant away from the bright lights of the city.
Wow, this is a really
This is
nice, big room.
Yeah.
This is a pretty special room.
It is.
The agents are currently asking for offers over 1,250,000, so it's right at the top of the budget.
Yeah, get a lot of house, but it would make me nervous.
Yeah.
There'd be flexibility in that. I'm confident.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'm loving how you've both approached both of these houses, because it is a Nisha house and a Grant house.
I think we're both attracted to each house
yes.
for different reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got to find the middle ground, but let's leave it there.
Yeah,
It's been a good day's house hunting.
Absolutely.
it has.
Well, I think that's 2 in the running. But house number 3 might just be a game changer. This time we're house hunting in glorious Oxfordshire. My couple, Nisha and Grant, have struggled to find a family home around Oxford that strikes the right balance between town and country, even with a budget upwards of £1.1 million. Having shown what was effectively a Nisha property and a Grant property, I'm now on the hunt for some middle ground.
As for my couple,
Lisa and Campbell are so determined to find a new home in the UK, I think they may say they like every single property we go and see.
they've returned to Lisa's hometown of Whitney from New Zealand to be closer to her family after an emotionally challenging year. I'm glad our house hunting journey has been plain sailing so far.
So is this also in the running?
Yes, I would say so.
There's decisions to be made, but in the meantime, I'm hoping for a hat trick with my third property. We're staying in Casterton, where they're currently renting. It's a location that works for the whole family, and we're seeing this rather smart double-fronted modern house, which nails their wish list.
It's only been on the market a week,
Ah,
and there have been offers.
aha.
They're holding off
Yes.
so that we can see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If it's not for you, we've got 2 houses that are
Yeah.
still in the running. Oh, Campbell made a face.
Yes, maybe not.
So have we counted both of them out?
We're sort of negotiating on that.
Yes, I think if number 1 could be done up the same way that number 2 was inside,
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that one. Campbell is a little bit less.
Keen on
Sure.
number 1.
Correct.
The other one was just too small.
Okie doke. I'll be very interested to see what you think of this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were concerned that their desire to be settled was clouding their judgment. Well, it doesn't sound like that's the case any longer.
I'll look forward to some straight talking as we view this place, which I think is spot on for them. The ground floor is sleek and modern with a fabulous open plan kitchen diner and separate spacious dual aspect living room. There's also a utility room and convenient downstairs loo.
Upstairs, we've gained an extra bedroom. There are 4 here, so Campbell has a ready-to-go home office. The main room has its own ensuite, and there's a separate bathroom for the girls.
The garden is landscaped to the rear, and something that should please Campbell, a very nice to have garage to store their Kiwi clutter. The guide price is £435,000, 15 grand under their maximum spend of 450,000. But with other buyers in the mix, will need a quick decision with this one.
Straight into the sitting room.
This is a nice size, isn't it?
This is a nice size. It's good.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Good.
this is a big kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a great size. Looking out to the garden looks really good as well.
Property number 1, you were polite and enthusiastic about. Property number 2, you were polite and enthusiastic about. This morning, we know that property number 1 is hanging on by the skin of its
Yes.
teeth,
Yes.
and property number 2 is out of the picture.
Yes.
What is your gut feeling about this house?
Good.
Good.
I like it.
I'm going to send you upstairs,
Yeah.
but override your good manners with your gut.
I think I'm going to get that printed on a T-shirt for you, Kirsty.
Have you ever seen me wearing a t-shirt, Phil? Hopefully this place suits them better.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good ensuite. Good size.
Yes,
So the
it's a
bed will
nice
fit
size.
there. Okay, so this is good size room for the girls as well.
Yeah.
Bed in here,
Yeah.
plus a desk.
Call me an optimist, but I think everyone wins with this place.
I feel the bedroom layout in this house is slightly more cramped than in house number 1. But downstairs, this house is in lovely nick with 2 big separate rooms. It's one of those decisions which might be quite hard for them.
Size-wise, there's not much to choose between here and property 1. It just comes down to which layout works best for them.
What did your gut tell you about upstairs?
My gut likes it.
Same here.
Obviously, price dependent, but yes.
Went on the market at 435,
Yes.
got an offer which was turned down, another offer at 425.
Yeah.
This is the one house
Yeah.
of the 4 that we're seeing that you have to be a bit snappier with.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. Yep.
So this house is now the front runner. But I've got something which will mix things up a bit for our final viewing. Anything could happen.
Sounds like it's still all to play for, Kirsty. As for Nisha and Grant, it's time I showed them what the middle ground looks like. Headington is their top spot because of its proximity to Oxford city centre. Needless to say, competition for family homes is through the roof. But I might just have landed a prize catch with this 1930s detached house. It's a probate sale that I reckon could solve all their property problems, but they'll need a lot of vision.
What I've tried to do here is maintain the sense of space, countryside, but also we are geographically closer to Oxford than where we were yesterday.
Yeah.
You could still cycle to the nursery, you could get the bus to work.
No, I'm very pleased with the location.
Yeah.
I think we both are.
Yeah.
It's a good compromise.
Oh, that's a relief. The house, it's a project.
Yeah.
It's on the market at 850.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Being on the outskirts of Headington is obviously a big pull for both Nisha and Grant. They said they would be up for a project, and this house is certainly that and then some.
As it currently stands, the ground floor consists of 2 reception rooms, kitchen, cloakroom, and a pantry. On the first floor, there are 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. But to give this family the space they need, it would require remodelling, extending, and modernising throughout. It's certainly not for the faint-hearted.
The plot is substantial, with big gardens to the front and back. It's set against countryside views, which I'm sure Nisha is going to love. Plus, there's a garage to boot.
The guide price is $850,000, significantly below their maximum spend of $1.25 million. But they would need a big pot of money to turn it into their dream home.
The garden goes on and on and on.
Yeah, that's nice.
You could build onto the side, you could build onto the back, you could go up, but you certainly couldn't live in it whilst you did all of that.
Yeah. Work-wise, it's not a problem. We wouldn't be doing it ourselves, just so we're clear.
Grant's smiling and seeming quite relaxed.
I'm excited about making a place our own, so I'd look forward to a project.
This is one of the only houses on the street that hasn't been extended, so a precedent has been set. My idea would be to build on the back to create a stunning open-plan kitchen with extra bedroom and ensuite above. In this desirable area, that should all add value too.
It's a little small.
Dated. It's almost
Possibly.
good that it's a little old.
Yeah.
You don't feel bad about knocking things down or ripping them out.
Massive respect. Goodness, given that they've never tackled a project before, let alone anything as significant as this would be, they don't seem fazed at all. Perhaps they've reached a point in their search where they've just accepted that something's got to give.
Or Or it could be that one of your clever plans has actually come to fruition.
That's
Oh, yeah.
really nice.
Beautiful views.
That is
Yeah,
beautiful.
I like this.
Maybe this will be the house that Krish grows up in.
Too daunting?
No. Appealing.
Yeah, no, it's exciting.
So is it perhaps that the level of work isn't putting you off because you like the location?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If the house has good bones, we can
Yeah.
make it ours.
We'd have to look into the financial aspects of it, but we really like the possibilities here.
Well, how about we go and sit down and have a drink and explore this a bit further together?
Sounds great.
Yeah?
Yep, sounds good.
I love it when a plan comes together. My risky viewing seems suddenly to be in pole position, but it's a question of whether it'll remain so once they've had time to reflect on the scale of the project.
As for Campbell and Lisa, I'm also taking a bit of a gamble with my final property. Aston is a quintessentially Oxfordshire village and a location they didn't think they could afford. But this 1970s semi gives them a way in. There's just one catch. It needs a bit of rejigging to suit their needs.
How are we doing location-wise?
Good, we know this
Aston's
location.
nice village.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
lovely village.
So I've banned the phrase wild cards because I don't like the concept,
Yeah.
I don't like the phrase, but this is a bit of a wild card.
Okay.
Let's talk further inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a bit of a wild card yourself, Kirsty, if the phrase is temporarily unlocked.
Oi, cheeky. I have a simple way to make this house just right for the four of them, but the current layout is totally livable. The kitchen is smaller than they asked for, but there's a large separate dining area. The living room is also generous with sliding doors that lead into a rear garden. Upstairs, there are 3 double bedrooms, but currently only 1 bathroom. Not ideal with 2 teenagers, but I have a fix for that as well.
If Campbell is willing to surrender his garage, it could be converted into an office with storage space. And they can park on the 2-car driveway.
The asking price is offers over £400,000, so it should come in at a fair chunk under their £450,000 budget. But Lisa and Campbell would need to factor in the cost of any alterations.
What we have here is a house that's having an identity crisis because it's been repainted and recarpeted, but that's not a large family kitchen.
No.
It's not what most people want.
My plan would be to put the new kitchen where the current dining room is, reinstate the wall so that Lisa gets her separate living room. Then the current kitchen would become a fabulous downstairs bathroom.
I mean, this would be a big kitchen.
It would be enormous.
Oh, yeah, it'd be
it's
huge. Yeah.
And then going through into a sensational
Yeah.
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
area.
Absolutely.
It was on at 450. It's now down to offers over 400,000.
Okay.
The renovations that we're talking about shouldn't go much beyond your available budget.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, go and have a look upstairs.
Okay.
You can lead a horse to water, Kirsty, but not everyone's thirsty for home improvements.
This is a nice, bright room,
Very bright.
isn't it?
Sunny. It's a very English countryside setting out there.
Yep.
Lisa's been out of the UK for 27 years, and they don't have any feeling of what things cost. They're very nervous of work. What I've got to do is reassure them, unless, of course, they come down the stairs into this garden and tell me this is their future home. Because with this lot, you never know.
We haven't got the ensuite.
I think with this property, we'd have to spend a bit of money.
Yeah.
And we'd have to change things around.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't be difficult to rejig the layout, but the work required to make this place perfect for them is more than cosmetic.
What do you think?
I think we would probably be put off by the amount of work we'd want to do.
That's fine, totally
Yeah.
understandable. Property 3, which we saw this morning,
Yes.
is that now at the top of the pile?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to go and sit down and discuss the possibilities for property 3?
We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So it sounds like property 3 is the one they want. But with other buyers circling, we cannot afford to drag our feet.
In wonderful Oxfordshire, my pair, Grant and Nisha, have got a project house in pole position. Property 3 in Headington is significantly under budget at £850,000, but there's a huge amount of work to do, so some serious strategic thinking is required.
As for my house hunters, Lisa and Campbell, the fabulous four-bedder in Carterton, with a guide price of £435,000, is their front runner. But with other interested buyers and the need to make speedy decisions, Campbell in particular is feeling the pressure.
I don't want to put you in a position where you make an offer on something that you're not 100% about.
Yeah.
This process is a whirlwind.
That's why I'm sort of like, pause.
Give it, yeah.
Breathe.
You want to be settled in your own home, Lisa.
Yes, I do.
Definitely can feel Campbell's reticence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to be the, let's think this through kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want a home.
So the vendor would like as close to 430 as he could get.
Yes.
I like it. I can't see anything in the house that is a problem.
Been on the market a week, he's already had an offer below the asking price. That house will sell.
Yeah.
This is a huge decision.
I want to sleep on it. That's just me. I'm looking for 24 hours,
Yeah.
especially with such a decision.
I totally understand their hesitation, but I also don't want them to regret not having jumped quickly enough.
With Nisha and Grant, there are also tough decisions to be made. They need to be 100% sure that property 3 in Headington is the right one for them.
The house that we've just been to see, the location there suits you both. But the rub is, you'd have to do the work.
Yeah, I think as long as the finance is allowed, we would be up for it totally.
Yeah.
Well, what to do from here? It's on a quite ambitious 850,000. It would be wrong, I feel, to start talking about numbers or offers or negotiations until you were better informed than you are today. So my recommendation is actually to get builders round for them to quote.
Yeah, I think that would be wise.
Even if they're approximations.
Yes. If you're happy, then I'd call the agent and say, look, you do like the house, but we need to go on a fact-finding mission before we start talking.
Very happy.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Grant and Nisha have gone out on a limb and put a bridging loan in place, allowing them to buy somewhere and stay in their current house until they've completed the purchase. This makes them as good as cash buyers from the vendor's point of view.
Catherine, hi, it's Phil.
But they'll need to be willing to give Nisha and Grant time to investigate the costs of the work.
I'm pleased to say they do very much like the house. So we need to get some builders round and possibly an architect and just put some flesh on the bones before we start talking numbers. Great. Thanks for your help. We'll be in touch. I think she's delighted to have somebody doing their due diligence.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can have a group discussion once you've got a bit more info.
Sounds great.
Here's to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've done all you can for now, Phil, but the investigations over the next few days could be vital. I also need to squeeze a little bit more time from our vendor, just to give Campbell the breathing space he needs to fully commit.
I think what I might do, with your permission, is say my clients are minded, if you are, to make an offer of 430. But they want 24 hours before they officially submit that offer.
Yes, I would like that.
Okay, so I'm going to ring Richard now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unusually, we're dealing directly with the vendor.
Well, let's hope a potential offer is enough to buy them a bit of extra time.
Richard, it's Kirsty. My clients are happy to pay £430,000 for your house, but they would like 24 hours before they confirm that they would 100% go ahead. Great. I will give you a ring tomorrow. Bye.
So he's genuinely okay with it?
Genuinely okay with that. There's every possibility you found the right home.
Yeah?
Yes.
I think we should drink to considered decisions.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
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 Nicely played, Kirsty. As for Nisha and Grant, it's going to be a long haul, but just over a week later, they already have a bit of news on the Headington house.
To extend the house at a very basic level, we've been quoted at least £250,000, but I think realistically, we're probably looking around the 400 mark.
If we can survive that financially, we're making an offer.
They're doing some final sums, but with a good deal on the house, their budget should be enough. And in the meantime, the vendor has let them in to show Krish what could be his new home.
Does Krish like this room? Is it a good room?
With Nisha and Grant's enthusiasm and lots of hard graft, this place could be spectacular.
Our message for Phil would just be thank you very much for your input, but you're not off the hook quite yet. We might need more help as things progress.
Well, they're managing well so far. And as long as the figures continue to stack up, it seems this is the house that brought their year-long search to an end.
As for my pair, Lisa and Campbell, the day after our search, their minds were made up on the Carterton house.
So after we left Kirsty, we had a really good discussion.
A big decision, and we'd only sort of seen the property earlier in the day. Next day, Lisa called Kirsty and said, let's go for it.
We know we've made the right decision.
And their offer was immediately accepted. It's all coming together nicely, and they hope to have the keys within the next 2 months.
The girls are really excited. Having a home of our own is going to give us the ability to start making new memories.
Just that sense of being settled, which is what we wanted to achieve.
Soon they'll be able to put the stresses of the last year behind them and focus on the future for them and their girls.
Kirsty did a great job.
We are absolutely eternally grateful.
I'm just happy to have helped them start this new chapter in their lives.
If you'd like help finding your next home, then we want to hear from you. You can apply online at channel4.com/takepart.